In last lecture, we actually found out how to evaluate multiple problems with each other. The key term which we used was ROI. So the ROI we measured by this framework of PSI, problem, solution, impact. That whole brainstorming phase was actually to get our creative juices flowing. It was to actually find out what are all possible ways we can use AI currently in our company. You see, if we take a look at AI hype cycle, there is a thing called as Gartner a technology hype cycle. What it tells you is like how a technology goes through, let's say, hype done by media. And that actually tells you is, what trends are we supposed to expect on any new technology. Okay, so let's take a look at the hype cycle and see how the hype cycle looks like. So the hype cycle looks like this. So you start with innovation happens in the beginning, then it increases. There is a huge interest. At one point, there is peak of inflated expectations. That is when people think that our entire life will be transformed that technology. This happened for nanotechnology. This happened for genetics. This happened for Bitcoin. This is happening for AI right now. Okay. After few years, when people's expectations are not matched, then disappointment sets in. You see, this is exactly like romantic movies. When romantic movies actually tell us how a love is supposed to look like, and when you get in, let's say, your first love, and if you see that how is it in movies and how is it in real life, that's the first time reality hits you right in the head. It's the same thing here. When the peak of inflated expectations are not met, then is disillusionment. You are in denial. Okay, this AI is useless. There is no point in doing things like this. And slowly you start figuring out the reality. So the plateau of productivity is the reality. This is expectation. The peak of inflated, this is the expectation, which is a lot higher than the reality. So our aim is be in touch with the reality. And here, whenever we are trying to do anything, there are lots and lots of ideas which we can use for AI. So, this is why we do brainstorming. So, brainstorming is step number one. And the main point of brainstorming is actually get as many as ideas as you can. So, there is this concept no idea is bad. And when we try to combine ideas, then this is when we can get a completely unexpected idea. If you have actually seen some movies, in some of the movies you will find out. So this movie called as Up, I'm sure you would have seen that movie. So Up movie, which is about an old guy who uses balloons and he flies to fulfill his wife's wish to go to a adventurous place, and a kid who is stuck on the house. So very interesting family drama, which is about how he learns to open his heart to a kid which is just stuck with him. But in the beginning phases, that actually movie was about two princess. The first iteration of the script was something about two princess, and then slowly through iterations it changed. Same is the story for movie Inside Out. Same is the story for a lot of such movies. So in the brainstorming phase, we are not in realm of reality. We are in the realm of creativity, possibility, and infinity. When we actually are done with that, after our brainstorming is done, only then we should be thinking about reality. Because if we try to merge these two steps, probably what will happen is we will not be able to brainstorm very effectively. So do the evaluation of problem solution impact first. Get carried away in the excitement as much as you want, and only once that is done, only then check whether it is a AI problem or not, because this is kind of like shortlisting. If we try to do this in the beginning, we might not be able to do brainstorming first. So that's why this stage comes after the previous lecture of PSI. So in next slides onwards, we will take a look at AI problem or not in a lot more detail.